Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick, Doctor Who Season 9 finale. Bibbs, Meredith, Alonso, Hellbent. This is another one of those episodes that I'm just going to have to defer because there was a lot of like, what's happening here? I don't get it.
All right, so we haven't been on the planet Galli-frey since before the new series of Doctor Who started. At least not anything, there wasn't a flashback.
Define new.
Well, Doctor Who went on from the 60s until the 90s,
so this
and it was canceled for a
since
while.
Russell Davis. Is
Yes.
what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the new series of Doctor Who with Christopher Eccleston, Galli-frey was destroyed. And there have been a few brief moments where we saw it in kind of a flashback kind of thing, or maybe there was one bit in like the Day of the Doctor special. But regardless, this is it. We're back now. Holy hell! And the Doctor was never really the most popular person on Galli-frey. And during the Time War, he was the one who actually won the damn thing. And now everyone's just like, ooh. You know, like basically like, oh, he's doing big arms, like that sort of thing. Like everyone's like, ooh. And then everyone went, ooh. And then they sort of just like, well, do you want the planet? And he'd like, sure. And then he just used it to bring Clara back because of all the people who've died, Clara is the one I'm going to jeopardize the universe for.
She's the impossible girl, I guess.
Yes. I wish I'd seen what that made her that special. I don't know.
Well, okay, so Rose got her own happy ending with her own doctor, in a way, so that works. Donna kind of got screwed, but we'll address that a little bit later.
Yeah.
I guess Amy got her own happy.
She got a bittersweet ending.
Yeah, she got a bittersweet ending. She kind of got what she deserved. I'm not the biggest Amy fan. I'm sorry.
Amy. She had pretty red hair.
And I think in terms, I don't understand why Clara, because from the moment they introduced Clara, I did not see them building to this point. That's my only thing, is that I didn't see that this is ultimately where they were going to go with her. But in overall, I cried.
Well, I didn't cry, but we've in all the time we've been doing this, I've always said, this is my first Doctor. This is my first Doctor. But Clara is my first companion. So she is just as key in all this. So for me, this definitely feels like a turning point of, things will be different now.
Well, how do you feel about that? They killed her off, and we really praised that episode for how they killed her. And now she's back in this unusual way, and she gets her own TARDIS, and she goes off with Lady Me.
Right.
For, I hope, spin-off? I mean, that's got to be what they want someday, right? Or at least coming back.
Well, didn't they say that the spin-off is going to be the class realm? So what if that was just a hint that it's going to be Clara's class, but it's maybe?
I don't know. There's only room for her to show up on it. But how do you feel about that? Do you feel like you got rooked, or do you feel like this is the happy ending that makes the sad ending better?
More the latter, I think. I mean, I thought, that the sort of death in the moment was handled gracefully, but at the same time, it was kind of a dopey move, the whole like, I'll take this on. Oh wait, I didn't read the fine print.
Yeah.
So which seemed a little beneath her. So I don't know that I'm necessarily dying to tune into the weekly adventures of Ashildr and Clara in a diner, if it were an actual diner, maybe. But I thought as transitional TV episodes where a major character is being sent off in one way or another, this was a good one, but again, I'm lost on the mythos of Galli-frey and all that stuff, so I kind of bleeped right over it.
You kind of don't need it. You just need to know that there's a really negative history there. They really didn't go as far into the myth as they could have. For me, the whole Clara's going off into her own business, that felt like sort of inevitable to me, because for a long time I've been complaining that this felt like the Clara Oswald show. So give her her own TARDIS and send her away. I don't know about the 1950s American diner, though. Wasn't there like that one like Freddy Krueger show where it was about a bunch of ghosts in the 50s diner who kept running into Am I forgetting? What?
I thought there was a pawn shop. Or is that the Friday the 13th
No, you're thinking Friday the 13th series. Okay. There was like Freddy's Nightmares or something. Right. Where it was like,
but I don't remember.
Wasn't when she was introduced, it was a diner on the Christmas special.
Was she introduced in the Christmas special, though?
I want to say, wasn't it a...
Well, she was introduced as a Dalek.
As a Dalek, but wasn't it she was cooking up eggs and it was in a diner?
Oh, she was, she was making a quiche?
Yeah,
something?
I think that was the whole thing.
So it all comes full
yeah, it all,
circle.
It all
yeah.
comes full circle. I did like the way that they did this whole thing with the doctor going in, and here's another companion who's lost all her memories of the doctor, and it turns out the doctor lost all his memories because fuck you. That's what you get for Donna.
Yeah, it's true. And I think in many ways, Clara getting her own TARDIS and going off and cheating death, that's what the Doctor always does. So in many ways, because there's been so many parallels that, Clara is as clever as the Doctor, she, in the end, ultimately proved that, kind of what Mia Shilda was saying the entire time is that, she is able to cheat death, though technically it was the Doctor who did it for her. But I like at the end, she got to choose her own agency in what happened to her. And I appreciated that because I feel like a lot of times the companions, male or female aside, like they're at the whim of the Doctor. And it's really great to kind of see this companion be like, screw you, I'm gonna go do my own thing. I'm gonna take the long way around to do it though.
And the notion of immortality just sort of being between your last two heartbeats, is kind of a cool.
Yeah, it's nice that she does at least have to go back someday or the universe will blow up.
Yeah.
I do like that. Me seems very well put together for a multi-billion-year-old.
I think she finally learned her shit.
Do you think so?
I think she
knows
finally
her
got
angles.
it together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's chill. I don't know. Like I keep thinking about this spin-off series and what it would be like for Clara to be stuck in like a room with someone who is even more insufferable than the Doctor for how long she's been around.
Yeah.
But I digress.
For whatever reason, me always looked up to her. So I think, she's the one person that could keep her in check.
It's an interesting point. How do you feel about these very distinctly non-resolution of the whole hybrid nonsense?
Well, I was going to ask you guys, do we buy into the notion that Missy was playing the long con on this?
Not really.
No, and I think it was really lame to even bring up Missy in that way because I thought we were going to see Missy in this episode because, but just to bring her up to like, oh yeah, we have to address her in some capacity, and I don't like the idea that they made it about Missy, that she was the one who started this all. I'm still not even sure who the whole hybrid thing was. I kind of felt it was forced.
Yeah, it feels
just,
like they came up with an idea and didn't figure out how the follow-through was, and then it was like, maybe it's Lady Mead, but maybe it's a Dr. and Clara. Either way, who cares? It's over.
Okay, thank you, because that's kind of how I felt, but I thought maybe this tied into the show's mythos more. But no, if it's as abrupt as I thought it was, then
This is one of the most annoying
things.
things on Doctor Who, and they even called attention to it this season. The idea that sometimes the Doctor will just start talking, and he'll figure out the ending. He'll figure out how to solve a problem by the end of his speech.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how some of these episodes get written. They just have a good idea. They have an interesting idea. Ooh, wouldn't it be interesting? We have this idea of a hybrid. What are we going to do? We'll figure it out. And by the end, it's like, yeah, it could have been anything, right? Bye.
But I will say I got my bell question answered.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
I was thinking
the
that too.
cloister bells.
Oh,
So,
right.
Yeah, they were heard throughout the series. So.
It makes sense. There you go. You're smarter than everyone else on the air.
Well played, madam.
That's fantastic. So, ninth
And you
season,
also caught the me thing because that's who Doctor Who meant when he said it.
they were having fun with
The
that.
doctor. Sorry.
Before I forget, I have to give them mad props for the Monty Python shout out this week, where the firing squad all fires and they cut back. How did you miss? It was weird. I was just thinking about that Monty Python sketch like last week,
my
and then
gosh.
they just did it on Doctor Who, and it was really, really funny. Season 9. What do you think?
I'm not, on paper, I'm not a fan of the two-part episode this much. Like, I prefer my
Staggered.
adventures more discreet. But I thought there were some high points and some low points. I guess basically there were some two-parters that really worked, and other ones that were just that whole undersea base thing was kind of. By the end of it, some of those could have been one and dones, and that would have been fine. But I like the Capaldi Jenna Coleman chemistry, and I will miss that. But overall, I mean, I'm as still somebody who's kind of learning this universe. I mostly had fun.
All right.
I loved it. I'm really excited to love Doctor Who again because all the Smith and Amy stuff really turned me away from the series. I didn't really watch it the last couple of years, and I'm really happy to be a huge fan again because I loved Tenet, and then I didn't love it, and now I'm back. I feel like writing-wise, of course, as usual, there's highs, there's extreme lows, but I think this season finally got the Doctor companion dynamic, and I'm sad to see that go, but I'm excited to see who they bring in next because I think Clara was ready to check out. I think she was done, and I'm really happy that I think Capaldi has found his stride.
I do. That's my thing. The first season, I was really more worried about Capaldi than anything else. It felt like they were trying to keep him at arm's length from the audience, and I think they
Yeah.
succeeded too well. I think they found a really good balance in this season. I agree. It's just starting to like Clara, but we're done.
Yeah.
She's told her story, and I think I'm curious to see who he could be paired with next. I wonder if it needs to be another young female, or maybe it could be a dude next time, or maybe someone who isn't from Earth in the 21st century. Like,
Judi
mix it up.
Dench.
Judi Dench would be amazing.
Yes.
You know that would be amazing.
Oh, so great.
Wouldn't that be the coolest?
Yes.
So I'm very eager to see where we're going here. This season, kind of amazing, like pretty just rock solid all the way through. Wasn't the hugest fan of the way that they handled the Zygon invasion. I thought that was a little iffy, but the only real dead spot was the thing about the little eye sand. Those
Yeah.
dudes, that Donna one
right,
was an interesting concept done really, really bad. But that was one of the done in one, so we could just move on. And this was actually a rock solid season of Doctor Who, and I think this is the best season of Doctor Who since Russell T Davies left.
Yes,
Wow.
I would agree.
I think there was a couple. I love the Matt Smith stuff, but it was really inconsistent. Lots of peaks, lots of valleys. Here, nicely done.
Also, it was really nice to have the old theme back.
Old theme is back,
Yeah.
and a new sonic screwdriver
Yes.
looks more like a dildo than ever. Thank you very much. That's
long
going to
as-
sell well.
And if we can ditch the glasses, I'm more
Yeah.
excited about that too.
Absolutely.
I think he said goodbye to his midlife crisis.
There you go.
Okay. Did you watch the promo for the Christmas episode?
It looks fun.
Yep.
Matt Lucas and Alex Kingston. I'm in.
Hey.
So we will be back to talk about that. So thanks for hanging out with us this season. We'll be back after Christmas for that one last one, and we'll see you then. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.